Here I am just coming out my back door, and I know that some of my family and friends have been asking me how my progress is. So this used to be a hot mess, and it still is, but it's getting there. Um, we got our grapes over there, the rhubarb, and some herbs in that grow bed. I got 2 grow beds of strawberries. Hopefully this is going to be Kentucky bush beans with some squash down here. I see a couple of little bean heads coming up. I need to mulch this. As you can see, my soil is very, very sandy. There's a couple. This is my archway. I'm going to grow some Arctic kiwi over it, and this where I'm trying to kill the grass and still clean up part of the mess is where my future little fish pond is going to go. So it'll be really pretty with this little archway up here, and we'll see how that works out. Got my pawpaw trees going there. They're not dead yet. This is going to be, you can see the beans here. This is going to be some vining beans, pole beans, sorry. And I have a bunch of tomatoes and some herbs planted in here. So things are starting to grow, finally. My grape arbor still needs cleaning up, but I got my arch up. And I got some grapes growing on there. My friend Rose gave me these grapes. They're a table grape. And you can see little baby grapes there. The rest is a mixture of red Canadas and possibly some seedless Concord grapes. I'm not really sure what I've got in here anymore. And everything's still a mess, but I'm progressing. Here's my potato bed. I got all my Yukon Gold potatoes. I love the German butter crunch. I don't know what they're called. German butter potatoes. Those are my favorites, but they were really expensive, and because of the pandemic, I was having trouble finding them anywhere. So I went with the Yukon Gold. Some potatoes at the base of this tree because I had some extra, and I thought, what the heck, I'll try it. So this is one of my new apple trees. I've got some cabbage here and hopefully some asparagus, and obviously I need to weed in here. It's a lot of space for me to handle on my own, but I think I'm doing pretty good. A lot of the jobs I have right now, once I do it this year, I won't have to be doing it every single year. Some rhubarb over at the screen house, and my pond is still pretty messy, but we got most of the water, and we have masses and masses of water lily plant pulled out. So we're trying to dig it. We don't have equipment, so everything we do, we're doing by hand, so it really takes quite a bit. So we're gonna have to drain it some more, and hopefully there's no dead critters in there. Oh, there is. Great. Okay, so the grapes are starting to come out. This is our Concord seedless. And on the other side, I have red Canadas, seedless red Canadas grapes there. I'm going to move my compost, I can't see, over into that corner, and I have some gourds, pumpkins and stuff like that planted back there. Another mess here. But the messes are getting smaller, so I have to remind myself that yes, I'm getting someplace. I've got, you can't see it, I tend to start with these little plants. I'm not sure if it's alive or not, but if it is, it's a Russian mulberry. Then I have some honey rock melons here. Here's my mess from this side. My trees are doing pretty good. It's still early for some of the plants around, that they're just starting to get buds on them. Sometimes I feel like they're dead, but then they just start coming alive. So here I have tomato plants, and something ate the tops off of my snow peas, so they seem to be growing still. So hopefully I will get snow peas. This is my lavender patch. It looks pretty rough because I neglected it for quite a few years. And I've got catnip and some cabbage, or no, that's broccoli, and another, where is it? Concord grape. And then here's my, we're up against the hoop house on the south side, and my plan is to grow sunflowers in the background, so you can see the sunflowers coming up. And this is supposed to be cucumbers, and all I see are ant piles, so I don't know if they ate the seeds, but nothing seems to be coming up, so I might have to replant them. These little straws here are Swiss chard, and I've never grown Swiss chard before, so they seem to be doing okay. I've got some lovage and some sweet William plants, and hopefully along here is going to be honey rock melons. Again, over here I have these little things stuck in the ground because the dogs will lay in there. They're not doing great to keep them out, but they're better than nothing. The culprits. This here is a plum tree, and been trying to grow blueberries for years, and they just kind of stay the same size. So I put them into barrels. I need to weed whack around this, but I put them into barrels so I can control the soil easier, and we'll see how that does. Some of them don't look that good, but some are doing really well. Right along here, and we're on the north side of my hoop house now, and this is spaghetti squash coming up here. This here is a Cinderella shaped pumpkin. Well, it's not shaped like Cinderella, but the pumpkin carriage. And I don't know if I can get these to grow, but they're bottle gourds. We might have too short a season, but I thought I'd give it a try. I got some irises peeking out here. When we had a storm, the trees really messed up the yard, and so it's like really hard, little mounds and divots, and so I don't know what I'm going to do here, but this year I'm not going to worry too much about it because I have so much to worry about. Let's go in the back way of the hoop house. The hoop house is still a mess, but it's getting there. And here's my new little poop makers. Hey, bunnies. Hi. So I got a couple bunnies, and I'm going to pick up some new cages. I thought I was going to have to make some, but my friend Rose, who is always helping me out, is giving me her cages. Back here are my raspberries, and as they pop up around the mother plant, I dig them up and put them where I want them. And then when I get enough, I'll just mow the rest. So we're coming in the really messy end. I'm not going to be doing too much on this end. Right this year, we're going to keep this as a storage. And so that will stay here. This is my thornless blackberry. And it was here, and I thought it would be better to just leave it here and propagate plants off of it, and then make maybe on over where the gourds were, the pumpkins and stuff, I might make a blackberry row like I am with the raspberries. So I'm kind of excited about that because I love berries. So why not grow my own? This is going to be some vining gourd type plants. I've got another bottleneck. Another bottle gourd, and then I have some loofah. I don't know if the loofah will grow in here. It might just be too hot. I think they like airy stuff. So I think they like the wind and the air and stuff. Still some plants I still need to plant. My little work area there. I've got strawberries growing on my little strawberry tree here, and I've got strawberries outside too, so I don't know if it's worth growing them in here or not. Maybe next year they would be earlier possibly, but I don't know that I could get enough. I don't know if it's worth taking up the space. So here's a bunch of tomatoes. I'm mostly going to do tomatoes and peppers in here. So I've got tomatoes going. The original snow peas that I had growing that the dogs tried to dig up, but it's doing okay. We'll see if it's too hot in here or not, because I didn't get them in early enough. So everything's an experiment this year. I've got this mess back here. I'm trying to keep the grass down. So I put cardboard down. I also put old clothes that were not donatable because they were too stained or something like that. I put the clothes down, and then I've been putting sawdust over the top, and to keep, I don't want to have to cut grass in here, and I don't have the money for the plastic that you can lay down. But these are going to be large bushel gourds. And again, it's an experiment, so I decided to put this wire panel down, hoping that it would just stick to that and I could control where it grows. So we'll see. We got our barrels cut, and we've got jalapeno peppers. Right here we have California Wonder, and those I bought those plants. Everything else I've done from seed. These are jalapeno peppers, and also in these pots peppers, and then I'm propagating some grape plants, so we'll see what happens there. Let's see, here we have some more muskmelon type plants. They're kind of hard to see, they're so small. Everything's still small. But that is what I've been working on. It's taking a lot of effort and time, but I'm pretty sure it will be worth it. There's my apple trees. And I really love my hoop house. It will get better each year because as we go, I want to put grow beds in and things like that. But Oh, I wanted to show you, because of all this work and because I've been doing it in the ground, I have, for Christmas, I got this trusty little tiller, and it's electric, so it starts every time. I don't have to go find somebody to start it, and it's light. I can pick it up, and that's how I've been working the beds. It's still a lot of hard work, but it's doable, whereas before I would have to have people help me, and you know, that doesn't work too well because they have their own things to do. So that's my update. Thanks for checking in on me, and I hope you're out there gardening too. Bye.